Good evening, everyone. It's Tuesday. Welcome back. I'm just going to give you 5 minutes to just gather yourself, gather your notebooks, because I'll be dishing out some nice information. So gather yourselves, gather your books, share this live, and I hope you guys have been subscribing to our YouTube channel. If you haven't, please do that. The Bold News Radio has a show for legit everyone. It's going to cater to your every need. For example, Bearways as a youth show focusing on problems affecting the African youth as a whole, and also finding solutions. If you're more interested in art, there is an art show for you. If you're interested in God, there are more shows for you even. So do like, do subscribe, and do share the Bold News Radio channel, both on Facebook and on YouTube. I am literally begging you guys, please do that. Today's show, we just wanted to do something nice for the students. As I said, we have everything for everyone. So today's show, we picked up on some trend that has been going on TikTok, where students were just screaming. Have you ever said and asked yourself, why do chickens start their day by just screaming? Most of the time, I wish I was a chicken, because I can just wake up and start screaming and then go about my day. And then somewhere during the day, I just scream once again, because life can get so overwhelming, and life can get super overwhelming, especially adversity. Unfortunately for you guys, today I'm rolling alone. I'll be talking to you guys, so you guys have to talk to me back, because I have no one talking to. So you guys have to talk to me back. You have to engage with me in the comment section. And yeah, and shoot every question. I'll be talking more of self-care in varsity and about the problems that we are facing in varsity. I think the nicest thing they've ever done, and now I'm jealous, because why didn't our school do that during our days? It was UJ, UVen, and I think Durban University of Technology, where they just took to the street and they just started screaming. They called it a scream fest. But it's super overwhelming, like super overwhelming. There'll be days where you want to give up. I think for anyone who is at varsity, who is at college, or after matric, or literally generally everywhere in life, there's just that one day where you feel like standing on top of the building and screaming your lungs off. It happens to the most of us. Unfortunately for the older people today, I'll be just focusing on my students. Yeah. Okay. So during, I think there's this thing that gets to us. Usually, to me, it happens towards winter. Winter is all dark, it's all gloomy, and it's cold. And that's when emotions really get to you. Spending less time outside, out there with people, you more inside, indoors, thoughts all to yourself, kind of a vibe. So now it's winter, you're approaching exams. Can you imagine that stress? Like, it's too much. It's a lot to deal with. It's a lot to take on. So yeah, we just decided for today, we're gonna sit down with students. We're gonna check in with them. So if you are a student, please do tell me in the comment section how you're feeling, how is the pressure. Engage with me as I move. I have quite a lot of stuff to get through, and yeah, I'm gonna be able to get through that stuff when you comment and when you roll with me. So I just want to tell you a little background story about, especially for first years. We've talked about mental health for a very long time. Like, we've always, like, almost every month, we have a Tuesday talking about mental health. So we do talk about it quite a lot of times. And maybe it's a good thing. Maybe we shouldn't drop it. We should just give one Tuesday special for mental health, because I know we're not going to therapy. I know you guys are not going to therapy and all that. So yeah, we did talk about it, and then now we are checking in with students how their mental health is. For first years, varsity is a very nice fairy tale kind of a place if you are in matric. It's this place. Yo, guys, if you've watched Grownish, if you've watched Skim Sam, not to go far, when Bukwaito got to varsity, like it's this fairy tale world where you think when you get to like Diludio Bashab, or you're gonna be the most happiest, you're gonna live your best life. And honestly, guys, varsity has grown nishi, varsity has Skim Sam. Varsity is absolutely not what we see on TV. Of course, there are those Grownish days where you're just walking around on campus, blah, blah, blah. It's very nice. As much as it's a fairy tale kind of a place, there's also a lot of pleasure, a lot of pressure, as well as it's pleasure, but there's more pressure than pleasure if you're a first year, So your first year is where you are adjusting. You are more likely to fail in your first year. And yeah, I remember when they did this thing, and I wish more of the varsity peeps would do it. When you get into varsity, go back to your high school and let the grade 11 kids know, let the grade 12 kids know what it's like being in varsity as a first year. Because you always get motivating people or motivation people by local they have made it in life, and they kind of make it very difficult for us to connect with them because we are stepping at different levels. So I wish the first years would go back as an outreach to their high schools and get there and tell them exactly what's adversity. First year you get there, you get to a very nice place, you get to TT, there's this nice fountain, it's very nice, it's cute, and yeah, you've made it. But one thing that we do not really tell you about is how you are more likely to fail in your first semester, and how that period is frustrating. I remember I was doing a grade 10, grade 11, and grade 12 physics in my first year for the first semester. And I think I got 10 out of 50. I think it was not 15. Remember, this was very simple stuff that I've been doing since grade 10, grade 11, and grade 12. Now they're in my first year and I failed. If you're a high achiever, if you're an overachiever, you want to beat yourself up. You want to quit. You'd want to, you know what, let me just drop everything and just keep it moving, like do something else. But carry on, have the edge, have the courage to carry on. Understand? Do get your group of friends and scream. That's reason number one, to create a scream fest. Number two, okay, that was academically speaking. Now, socially speaking, you get to varsity, you find a lot of people there. You find different kinds of people. If it happens to the most of us, it happens to the best of us, really. You get to a place, you find people who you regard as more beautiful than you, people who dress better than you, people who talk even better than you, that kind of a thing. And now you start losing yourself, you start losing your self-esteem, and then you start to kind of shrink. You don't feel seen by society, kind of a vibe. That is going to be a reason to create a scream fest. Another scream fest that's going to be hectic is that once you're not doing good in your academics and you're not doing good socially, you are more likely to decline in also your spiritual thing, your spiritual life. So it might be where your spiritual attacks get in, where you start praying less, where you start pattering less, where you stop talking to whichever higher power you speak to less, because everything is just feeling. Even you move to your finances, NSFAS is always with releasing funds. It's always lacking with covering your tuition fees, like feeling in that period. And it's so hard to get out of that. It's so hard to get out of that darkness. You understand me? So yeah, I just wanted to highlight the first three things that would make you want to scream when you first step onto campus. And then you'll have to find your feet, right? You have to find your feet. You finding your feet, finding friends who you connect with, find not even friends, even if it can be friends, like people that you connect with, people who look a bit like you. For me, I had to find natural girlies because I can't apply makeup. Even if they point a gun to my head, I can't. So now I had to find girlies who face the same predicament as me, because you're gonna start feeling not pretty, you're gonna get class and you're gonna start feeling dumb for failing that class. You know, it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of things happening all at once and on you. I'm going to encourage you to scream even if your school doesn't hold the scream first day. Now I'm just giving you the problems. I'm gonna come with solutions. Don't worry. Drop your problems in the comment section, and then we will provide solutions for you. Don't worry. So yeah, you get to that level, and then another thing, you're not feeling at that time, you're not feeling just physics failure. There's other modules, there's your whatever modules that you're busy with, there's those. You start failing them. When they call, hey, how are things? You now have to lie. You're juggling a lot of things alone, very quick. Like they're coming to you like a train, like onto you, and then you have to take it off. Whole time you're approaching winter, as I've explained, during winter is where you are more likely to like slip into darkness, literal darkness and emotional darkness. You're more likely to slip into darkness. So yeah, those things are happening all in a very short space of time, and honestly, they will drive everyone to get on top of a building and scream. But yeah, don't worry not. I'm here to just check in with you, see where we can help and such things. Anyways, I have Kenneth in the comment section. So Kenneth will be forwarding me your comments, and then I'll answer them here on this live. And then others, if I cannot answer all of them, Kenneth will attend to you there. Please do not forget to share this. You're watching Bayways, you're talking about, you're checking in with students, Okay, now that we've covered what happens to you in that, like what happens to you in the first semester, I would advise you to start finding ways of how, besides, because not every school hosts the screen first thing. So now you have to find ways of dealing with things. Usually, it's super nice to be out in the sun, guys. The sun is not all too bad. So, my number one advice would be to spend more time outside. I know you can't spend the rest of the day outside because it's cold, but be in the sun, be in the sun to avoid the darkness in you. But I want to use a very nice saying, a very nice quote. But then using school. But then whenever you shine light into a dark room, the darkness runs away. So if you're feeling or you're slipping into darkness, I'm gonna use the word darkness because this depression is way too heavy and is not a word that I can easily throw around. So I'm just gonna use darkness. So when you feel yourself slipping into that darkness, step out, go into the sun, feel the sun, and then remember how you are not your failures. Remember how you've done everything in your power. Remember how you've done everything in your power. You're not a failure. I feel like if all of us, not all of us, but those who can go back to the high school and tell the kids, this is what's gonna happen. For us, we had the top students, those students, they'll tell you how the students got this much marks, this ones were the top kids, blah, blah, blah. When they come back and tell you the reality that they are facing at their respective universities, for real, I had this test and I wrote it and I failed. when they come back and tell you they are removing this fairy tale of varsity that we have, and it's gonna make life so much simpler and so much easier for the coming group. For me, when I failed my first test, it was like, oh, I failed. Okay, let's focus on the next test. Let's do better in the next test, kind of a thing. So yeah, maybe if we go back and tell the kids the truth, they will deal much better with failure when they meet it. I think even this failure, it goes even beyond varsity. Like everywhere in life where you find yourself failing, just remember, it's okay to fail. You're not your failures. You've come this far, so it's just a little bit of a stepping hill, but you're gonna get through it. Just don't be too harsh on yourself. Because the moment you take that failure for you failed. Lecture number 7 is not gonna wait for you to feel your feelings. Assignment number 6 is definitely not gonna wait on you to feel all your feelings. So you failed one, but you have to pick up for the 7 other modules that you're doing. So yeah, don't concentrate on your failure. Go outside, celebrate the sun, come back and plan your things again. And during exam season, during test week, if you guys have those test week, you must have established a study routine that works for you. Establish a plan that this plan is not going to fail me. Find the first few weeks of varsity, during your orientation and whatnot, go back to your grade 12 for, okay, what study material, what study style was working out for me then? Is it still going to work for me even here? Because the orientation week, that's when we told you, orientation, that's when they give you like the overlay of the course, the overlay of the semester and whatnot. And I hope you guys attended it. We told you guys to attend it. So I hope you guys attended it. And then they gave you that. So you go back to that study style and see whether you can still continue with it. You have your visual learners, you have your listening learners, you have kind of different kinds of learners. So find which learner you are out of all those study lines. If you are the visual type, get pictures, draw pictures if you can draw pictures, just to get the things into your head. I feel like once you establish a study style and a study routine that works best for you, a routine is a set of actions that you do, right? They build up a routine. So if when I got 6, you're gonna start studying, and then past 6, at 6:15 you take a break, and then you go back at 6:30 to study 15 minutes. If that works for you, don't be pressured into studying for 1 hour whole. Utsbaho is not doing anything. That 1 hour is not going to do anything for you. You feel me? So establish a study pattern that works for you. Establish a study routine that works for you. I think I failed most of my modules because I would go to the library, Kifisha library, Spider-Man attitude. I find Spider-Man sitting there. I take out my books. I study. I want to take a break. Spider-Man is not taking a break because library, you sit really next to each other. So Spider-Man is not taking a break, and I found Spider-Man there. So Lina, now I'm not taking a break. I continue studying. And then now, an hour later into my studying, I haven't really gotten anything. I just got things like from the first 20 minutes in, and now see, that was not helping. So realize earlier, force yourself to realize earlier what study method works for you. If you can't find any for now, scream up one day, you will come back. Go scream outside, and then you will come back. Okay? And then once you've established that, a study routine, right? You stick to it. That's going to be how you study the whole of your course. And it really must be something that works for you. There's this thing that happens to a lot of students, and Linda, it made me really unhappy. But I was a child, I didn't know better. You see, there are those students who love colors when they are studying. Like they're gonna write bay waves in black, and then a African Youth Show in purple, you know, kind of a vibe thing. And then when you're there with your black pen, and then you now feel like, yo, kind of thing, you know, the highlighter, introducing highlighters in your, if you cannot study getting highlighter, it's fine. Don't pressure yourself to study with highlighters. It does not work for everyone. There are people that it works for, there are people that it does not work for. If when you are the type to study a whole textbook just to get one sentence in, do that. Study the whole textbook to get that one sentence that you want in. Don't now go searching for you don't understand, because you are working backwards now. You are working you are working backwards. Now you still have to get used to summaries. You have to get used to highlighters. And time is running out. You're running out of time. Once you start running out of time, you're gonna fail your exam, and failing your exam leads to unhappiness. So yeah, find a study method that works for you. And there's nothing that's going to reward you more than your body and your mind. Guys, you must normalize the resting. You should rest, especially during your test week. You are not doing anyone a favor by burning yourself out. Like, you are not doing anyone a favor. So studying the whole day, you are tired, but still continuing the whole day studying is just, you're not helping anyone. It's going to backfire on you. So try by all means to give your mind a rest. Do you understand? Give yourself time to rest and all that. And then another thing, you guys can remind me by dropping comments in there, by dropping your self-care and your study methods in the comment section. I asked you guys to engage, so please do engage. And another thing that I just wanted to highlight before I move on to the next item with the study self-care thing, find a supportive group of friends. Nothing is going to carry you through varsity like having a supportive group of friends. Like having Batukorai to support you is all nice and stuff, but they don't exactly understand what you are going through. Like they don't exactly feel what you are feeling right now. Mara, if you have people in your circle, you go through the same experiences every day, you're gonna get super and extra nice support from them than the parents. Having your parents support is nice and all, but sometimes you're just gonna feel frustrated when they do not understand stress again. Having an intelligent father, for example, when you call about a very small stuff, it'll be like, no, don't stress. It's just this, it's just that. Whole time is not just this, it's not just that. It's a whole messy thing on your side. So have a supportive group of friends, right? Another thing that leads to the screen fest. Guys, okay, today I really didn't wanna talk about anything depressing regarding our government. But NSFAS keeps failing students. They're paying things late. They're paying the buka late. They are paying for food very late. They are paying for accommodation very late. Like they're just delaying. And delaying. So finances also play a role at varsity. But then, guys, Lilena, don't do this thing where you know what you are living at home, who you are living at home, and then get to Pretoria and start demanding things that you know are not there at home. Please refrain from doing that. I'm gonna, each time we talk about students and whatnot, I'm still gonna bring this up. You are putting unnecessary pressure on your parents, and you know exactly what you left home. Nobody knows your home situation like you do. So don't do that. I'm begging you, for my sake, do not do that. So yeah, with NSFAS doing all that, we did say it's advisable to just find someone that you can stay with for a while, like as long as only sufficient supplies. I remember when I had to wait for my bursary to pay out, at home they didn't know. I'm a very good child, thank you. So at home they didn't know that I was still waiting for the payout in there, because I know who I left at home. Like I left I left three siblings. I left three siblings at home that still needed to be tended to, that still needed money for this, money for that. And they've already spent too much on me. Another thing, I have a lot of guilt. So I was feeling guilty for spending a lot of money on me now. So I waited. And then that's where I'm a very careless spender. I still am, but I'm much better now. That's where I learned how to save my little cents, like save 10 rand by because I was that person who, if I wanted a book and I had 50 rand for the book and the book was 15 rand, the remaining money goes to ice cream and sweets. I was that person. But there I had to learn financial discipline. We did have a segment about financial education. If you guys did not watch it, you can go through our timeline. We do have it, a financial education segment. Yeah, we do have it. So if you feel like you're still taking yourself, if you still feel like you haven't found your feet yet with finances and you want to learn more on saving, because that's what's gonna take you through varsity or through your finances, that's how you're gonna manage your finances, Killer. When you get to varsity, you manage your finances. You are responsible for having vinegar if you don't have vinegar in your house. You are responsible for having Colgate. You are responsible for having a bar of soap. So you need to learn to manage your finances. Go back on that show and watch how best you can do that. So yeah, I'm still waiting on you guys to just tell me your comments. All right, I'm waiting on you. I'll be reading the comments that they've sent. So another thing that can lead to a screen first would be, there are a lot of factors, but then there's this aspect that I feel like we overlook or we overshadow, or there's shame around it. Guys, there's no shame in not having the coolest group of friends at varsity. As I've explained when I started the show, varsity is not grownish. No, it's not. Varsity is very brutal. What you see on grownish is just the nicest parts. It's just the nicest part is not anything like that. I'm gonna use grownish as my point of reference because I think it's the only youth show that I know where they act on campus, and that is kind of normal because the shows that I watch guys. But yeah, you have to make the friend the squad cool. You guys are responsible for making that squad cool. So don't go around wanting to. We all know the cool that I'm talking about. That coolness, this one is never in class. I wonder what they do, and get so curious that you end up spending the day with them on campus. No, don't do that. Like, no, don't do that. Before I bash you, I'm just gonna go off screen while I read your comments. Kenneth Liduku says, find a study method that works for you and don't use supplements to study just because other people are using them. Know how your body functions and rest if necessary. Also, don't be so shy to ask your mates what you don't understand. Yo, guys, this is very important. Like what Kenneth has just said is very important. There's this funny story. We had a test week, man. We had a test week, and then one of our tasks, it was our test week. We were writing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So that week was very weird. And then we were writing on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, because I think Friday was the holiday. Number one, we were not used to that, and we had to like pack a lot of information for that test. So one of our classmates we were all under pressure. So he drank an energy drink and studied really hard. Then around as he was explaining, he said he slept around 3:30 in the next morning, and we were writing by 8. So he slept throughout the whole test. Imagine the energy drink kept him awake for those long hours from 6 until 3 in the morning. But when he eventually slept, this is why I say you need to rest. Don't take, like, honestly, don't take supplements. He slept through Nagoya exam and then he woke up when we were done writing the exam. Now it all went to waste. He did study. He did not fail because he did not study. No, he failed because he didn't rest. That little thing, didn't give himself time to rest. He will study throughout the whole night, but then slept through the whole test. Guys, don't. There's this one that they love. They love. It's BioPlus, I think. BioPlus or what, but it's pink. Guys, don't use supplements. Rather hydrate, rather drink water to keep yourself awake. Another thing that I forgot, I don't know how I forgot this, how I forgot to mention this, but drink water. Like Nwamezi, a lot even. Don't play. Drink a lot and lots of water when you are writing. Now, it's now 7:30, and you guys are still not engaging with me. Engage, guys. Come we talk. Come we talk. Come and talk about the things that are gonna lead you to extreme first into school or in your life. Can you tell me about it? You're still watching The Waves, and I'm your host Tahatsumune. I didn't introduce myself today, but yeah, Tahatsumune again, and I hope you guys are enjoying this segment. I know it can be a little boring because I'm alone. I'm talking a lot of stuff, and I'm alone. But yeah, I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to get across. And yeah, we just wanted to make this show to dedicate today to asking how you guys are doing, to just find out where you are standing with your mentals. Yeah, that kind of a thing. So I wanted to also talk about, should we call them demonic or should we call them spiritual attacks? But there are a lot of schools where they report these things. I'm not going to mention the name of the schools, but there are schools where during exam time there'll be so many reports of demonic attacks. Okay, let's just stick to spiritual attacks. There'll be the spiritual attacks and all that. Do whatever to protect your mental health at the time. Do everything. If you've been praying, pray even harder during your exams. If you have been, whichever high power you connect with, whichever high power you think is responsible for your life, if you've been asking for things until that time, ask even for more. There is no time that is stressful. There's no time that will bring you down like exam time. It's very hectic, and there are a lot of things happening. It's usually around those times where they bring pastors even. Guys, I usually don't blame people. I don't blame people who mice. I'm not saying it's okay. It's totally not okay to mice God and then go to God when it's time, when you see Hore, go very busy, go very tense, and it's a film. No. But a lot of people tend to go to church or wherever they go to pray when it's time for exams. I wonder why you guys don't do it during even, because success is not built by one massive step. You don't succeed because of one big step, of one giant step. No, you succeed by little stuff, man. Like today you wake up, you do your bed. Tomorrow you remove your shoes and your socks from and then eventually your room comes together and it's clean. You didn't just wake up one day and then decide, I'm making the bed, and everything. Like things happen in very small bits, So do pray even when it's not test week. Do talk to whoever you talk to, even when it's not test week. Do you understand? Even when it's not exam time. Because as I've explained, you are more likely to slip into darkness when it's winter. I was gonna lie and say it's been scientifically proved, but no, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, you are more likely to slip into into darkness during that time. And during that time is when usually you write your exams. Couple June is when you go to your showgrounds, you go to the big halls to write your exams. So do strengthen your spirituals, do strengthen your relationship with God, strengthen your relationship with whoever you pray to an extent. Because these things are real. Like it happens, you can carry yourself very well, and then I qualify for exam. Matoda score, like Matoda school. I don't know how to. Okay, with that mark, that mark. You've made it, but you could have done better. That mark, you qualify, and then only to lose yourself in the final round of the match. Don't do yourself dirty like that. And I'm gonna repeat this again. Do not use supplements. Do not ever. Drink water, but if you feel like wapala, drink water. And there's this service that I wanted to talk about. We have student, what do they call them? Student something, where you can get in there and tell them, for you, I'm not coping, and they'll find a therapist for you on campus. If you do not know about this, please try finding out about this. It does not have to be anything school related. You can literally just step into those people's offices and tell them that you're not doing. I know we cannot afford to. We don't even have the time for therapy usually when you are juggling school, but only these people are accessible at campus. So find out where these people. We used to call them SDS. Was it SDS? I forgot them. But if any of you have a small idea of what I'm talking about, please do that. Please check these people out. You can literally just step into their office and, you know what? I'm seeing flames and I need help. And then they'll assist you. Use them, guys. Lepatela school fees. You guys pay a lot of school fees, a lot. You don't just pay to see the lecture in front of your face. You actually pay for even those extra services that they provide. So do use those student services. If they are not at your life skills lab, they should be at the campus clinic. I just don't know how you can access them now since the Kosina on contact classes, but find more about them and use them. They will come very in handy for you. I'm just gonna go off air again to read a comment from the floor. Kenneth, I'm not saying people are playing God, but that's because people know their highest source of strength. That's why some people only go to church during exam times or when they are going through the most. Maybe, okay. Maybe they are not playing God. They're not playing God, even if they know the strength of. I have this thing in my head, ne? If you feel yourself coughing, like there's a sore throat, and then tomorrow you're coughing, and you don't start looking for a cough syrup. When things are really worse, that's when you start looking for the cough syrup. That's when you go to the doctor. The damage has been done. We can't exactly save you. But then, go to pray even when things are still nice, pray even when things are still nice. It will offer the strength, should I say the strength or the courage or whatever, but it's going to give you some substance to even, you won't even see when you reach, you can't even see these exams have me by the throat now when you get to that. Because you've been praying, they've been pouring into whatever God has been pouring into you since you first prayed when things are still nice. Now, that's why you get success. It's not one huge step, but little bit of steps eventually amount to success. So even if you know for him, your sangoma is very strong, don't test them by going to them when it's time for exam. Go to them every day so that they can pour into you. I'm not saying for God is not gonna save you when you go to Him when it's time for when things are tough. But when you go to Him every day, He instills something in you that's gonna help you overcome even the greatest battles. Levels He prepared. You understand? I think that's what Kenneth is trying to say. But yeah, do that. We have another comment from the floor. It's from Nelson. I thank you for such words. I wish I had these things before I finished my school days. I could have taken the right path. You know, it's hello, Nelson. Thank you for your comment. I think you can still even apply half of the things that I say in your everyday life. Don't just take everything for like, but okay, even in your adult life, success, I'm gonna repeat this so much because I didn't know, Linda, I needed to hear this. But then the smallest building blocks to success are what makes success what success is. You don't become a success overnight. If today you go to sleep also a success, and tomorrow when you wake up you're all over the news, you're now a huge success. There are certain things that you've been doing that have been building up to that success. If you take that principle and apply it in your everyday life, in your everyday varsity life, where every day you study, it can get boring, I know, when there's a party next door. There are always parties, by the way. There's a party next door, and when now you have to you've made a pact with yourself for every day you read a chapter. Do that, but the parties are still gonna be there. I know my 2000 kids will say you can always repeat the module, but you can't miss a party. But you can definitely miss a party. You cannot afford to repeat a module. So do that, like stick to the goals you made with yourself. Don't ever go astray, Kachew. And Kenneth is replying for Kenneth says, yes, SDS, they have campus psychologists, and even when Jolo or any other things you are encountering and you need to talk to a professional on how to deal with certain issues, contact your campus SDS. Yeah, they are called SDS. They are called SDS. So yes, do find more about them. If you cannot afford therapy, they'll find a psychologist for you, and then they will even work around a schedule that works best for you. Utilize these services, guys. Like, it gets very hectic during exam time. We have more comments from Buisiwe Jele. I recommend group discussions. They help very much because you will be able to share your understanding. If ever you are wrong, you'll get help from your team. When studying alone, sometimes you do mistakes and carry on with that mistake. Oh my gosh, guys, I don't know how I forgot this one, but do have a study group if you can work in a group. If you find your tribe, I usually call it a tribe because you are more likely to connect with your tribe. But if you find your tribe at school, and then you don't even feel ashamed. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention when you are studying, when you're at varsity, never be ashamed. I think this goes to life in general. Never be ashamed of asking for help when you need help. Never, ever. The moment you feel yourself getting ashamed of asking for help, know that you are on the road to failure. Even though I did say what failure does not define you, but never, ever. So find a group that works best for you. Find a tribe. Study with those people. If you do not understand what Bayways brings to the table, ask them, guys, what exactly is this happening? How do I solve this? A lot of our friends, I'm going to say a lot of our friends, yeah, a lot of our friends get left along the way. You'd be asking yourself, what happened to this person? Whole time, those people were just afraid of asking for help. With me, there was this girl in matric who really didn't like me, but she was so good. She was so good in math. She was super good in physical sciences. Whenever I needed help, I didn't care whether she liked me or not. I would ask for help. And she would assist me because she had to. You understand? When like other people get a fit off of I'm not gonna call it stupidity, but other people, You feed their ego when you ask for help. Capitalize on that. If there's someone who knows something better than you and you know their pride is going to grow when you go ask for help, capitalize on that, because they're going to do everything in their power to make sure they give you the best of information. So please, do ask for help, no matter the situation, no matter the circumstances. Ask for help. Never, ever, 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 ever in your life be ashamed to ask for help. Guys, let's no sinker when there are so many people like Shaved. You may be on your feet today asking God to give you a solution. That solution might be that one person you don't like, and they are your only solution, and you can't choose for God who to send as your solution, as a solution to your problem. So do ask for help when you encounter something that you do not understand, be it life, be it school related, be it work related. Do ask for help. That is going to save you so much. And do find a study group that you connect with. We have another comment from Strike Mangagi. Ari, you are doing a good lecture, girl. You're doing well. We're enjoying your talk and advices. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for connecting with me. I really thought I was talking alone. But thank you for connecting with me. You're still watching Bay Waves. I'm still telling you what to do, because Bella, I am telling you what to do, so that you do not repeat the same mistakes that we did, so that you don't fall into the same traps that we fell into. Because half of us, we come out of varsity. Yes, we graduated, but when we look back, we actually think, I could have done more justice to myself. I could have done more better for myself. And yeah, like I think most of us like get to that point. No matter how great you think you've done, we always criticize ourselves that hard. But I hope you do not criticize yourself so bad that you end up invalidating all your achievements until to a point where you feel like you're criticizing yourself. So yeah, what did I want to say? There's a lot on my mind, guys. There's a lot on my mind. We did talk about praying. Oh, I'm gonna mention praying again. There are people by Longkore, they find answers even before. It's not before God gives them answers, because if they're praying to God at that moment and an answer comes to them at that moment, Mudimu was very close to them at that moment. But yeah, if you feel overwhelmed, you're gonna feel overwhelmed a lot of times. You're gonna feel overwhelmed a lot of times. We had this prosthetic test one day, guys. I studied. I remember it was one test where I was like, no matter, I did this test the justice. I studied. I got into the exam room. I sat down. They dished out question papers. Guys, when I tell you, there's nothing that I studied that was on that paper. I wanted to cry. I wanted to scream, come on, exam room, and it couldn't happen. But I wanted to smash things, you understand? Because I studied the material that I had. I was so overwhelmed. And when you look on the sides, people are writing. Now you're there thinking, like, what are these people writing that I didn't study? You're gonna get overwhelmed a lot of times. But I do utilize the campus facilities, guys. Do utilize your SDS. Go to them, talk to them. They will find a solution for you guys. Those people are getting paid your school fees. Don't just go to campus and then get into the lecture room, get lectured for an hour, then go back home. No, you get even when things are still fine. I think therapy helps you or prepares you to be able to deal with what's gonna come next. Even if you think you are still at a better place, the moment you start therapy, even when you encounter a situation, you're gonna remember, but we did talk about this in my therapy session. So utilize those people, by all means do that. And we talked about finding a study method that works for you. Can I feel good? Literally supplement, guys. You must rest. Whenever you think of a supplement, think to take a break. When you have to push yourself, when you have to push your body, like rest. Even if you think you didn't cover a lot of things, your mind works better when it's well rested. Rest. take a nap. Take a 10-minute nap is much better than pushing for 10 minutes. So take a nap. I did tell you to utilize, I'm going to tell you again, utilize the SDS facilities. They'll have a therapist for you there. Do that. And I told you guys to pray. I hope you guys are taking notes, pen. I told you guys to pray to God, to whoever you talk to, pray. If you go to Sango Matahado, go to her outreach, pray, do whatever, protect your mentals during that time. And stay away from things that you know are not for you. Stay away from things that do not align with your brand. By brand, I mean things that you don't like. If you don't like parties, don't now get to varsity and start going to parties, my dear. You go there once you want to go there every day. And now remember, you're not there to go to parties, you are there to study. So don't do things that you know are not meant for you. Have your fun, yes. You have to have fun. That's how you're gonna balance more of your work. But remember when to stop. Remember when to have fun. Remember when to party. I remember one thing I loved about the boys from the rest that I stayed in during my first year was that they would party the whole week. For 3 weeks straight, there's always a party happening somewhere inside the rest. But when it comes test week, you won't even see one of them outside. You're gonna miss those boys. But they are the biggest hosts of all parties. And those boys will smash their exams. It would be rare to find if they qualified for supplementary and they're going to write that supplementary and pass it. So be like those boys. Know when to cut off the fun and focus. And another thing, before I see that I'm left with 9 minutes to wrap this thing up, before you left home, before you packed your bags to go to varsity, the Scream Fest may be nice, everything may be nice, things are nice, they're very nice there. It's all grownish when you first get there. Remember the promises you made to yourself. I'm not going to say the promises you made to your parents because your parents have lived their life now. It's your life. You have to execute your plans. So remember the promises you made to yourself. What exactly were your plans when you went to that varsity? I'm going to tell you, I don't know much about this, but I'm going to tell you guys to get vision boards, a vision board. Start with the smaller stuff. For your test you want this much marks, and then for this semester you want this much score, kind of a thing. Remember your goals. Remember the promises you made to yourself. Never betray yourself. You find new friends. I'm not saying betray your friends, but you cannot betray. You always have that option of betraying them, but never ever betray yourself. Always remember why you are there. When you feel overwhelmed, you guys, I'm never gonna let this go. When you feel overwhelmed, when you feel like things are not going well, be it njolo, be it family, be it academics, be it friends, go to SDS and never ever feel ashamed of asking for help. Feel free to ask for help. You never know who's there. There's always a person ready to help you. There's always a person ready somewhere to help you. Whether they know you, whether they do not, there's always someone out there waiting to help you. So do not ever feel ashamed to ask for help where you are lacking. Go to those academic people. They will help you. Another thing, I gave you study tips, ne? I told you guys, find a study method that works for you. Don't now go start buying the highlighter. Don't do that. Don't go there now buying colorful pens when you know very well that the colors don't stay in your brain. If you study by drawing cars and writing the things in those cars, if it still works for you, do that. Draw those cars, and no matter how weird it may be, no matter how abnormal it may sound, do that. Remember your study methods. Know yourself. Like the more you know yourself, the more you know yourself, the best you are at saving yourself. So you will know which study method works for you because you have looked back into your world. Yes. And then in this 5 remaining minutes, I'm just gonna go to a comment from the floor. From Kenneth, there's no extra fee that you need to pay when consulting at the SDS. It's all included in your tuition fee. So feel free to utilize those services at any time. And then Kenneth, again, a lot. Funny thing about the exam you're talking about, I was part of that group. And when I finished writing, I declared that I failed that exam. Did I not pray when I got to my room to say, Father, forgive me for what I've just said with my mouth? There's no way I have come back here the following year and repeat this module. I even reminded him about what the Bible says, that he said he's got plans to prosper me, not to harm me. And he should show up in my situation. And did he not make a show of? He listened to my prayer and I passed that module. Well, how negative? Consistent prayer, guys. Consistent prayer. Consistent prayer. Consistent prayer. Consistent prayer. Guys, that exam was hard. That exam was hard. I was part of that group. You know what, God will have to. Like, it was one of those tests where you give God an ultimatum, but you know what, God, you have to make a way or else. Even if you don't know or else what, but yeah, it was one of those situations where God, make a way or else. So yeah, that too. And yeah, the SDS is free. Imagine, guys, free therapy. Do you guys know how much one consultation is free? So there's free therapy at universities. I wish I used that. So yeah, find out more about it online. Go to your university online, the website, and find more about it if you don't have contact classes yet. Thank you guys for chilling with me today. I've talked quite a lot of things. I've said quite a lot of stuff. I hope it was all not nonsense. I hope it made sense. I hope it reached someone out there who needs it. I hope I touched someone, even if it's just one person. I hope you're gonna change your life for the better now. And thank you so much, guys. I'm asking you once again to go to Bold News Radio on Facebook and share our lives. There's a show for everyone. Legit, there's a show for everyone. And for example, at 5 a.m. we have Pastor Strike with the morning devotion. We have the art movement. For people who love art, poetry, your music and stuff. We have that. We have Bearwaves. We have everything. We have everything. So whatever you're looking for, we got you. And go to our YouTube channel. It's Bold News Radio. Subscribe, like, watch the videos. I've made references to quite a lot of videos. Go back and watch them. Because, yeah, we sometimes really be dropping gems, we really be talking about some things. We don't always talk about none making sense. Sometimes we talk about sense. So please do support us. We are here for you. We are here to serve you. Thank you for engaging with me. I hope we're going to meet again tomorrow. I hope we're going to meet again next week, Tuesday, 7 p.m. I want to say prime time. 7 p.m. is prime time, yeah? Yeah. So yeah, we're going to meet again next Tuesday, prime time, honey. I was your host for today, Tahadzo Munekedi. And yeah, it's a good night from me.